Never would have made it.
Firstly, I'm grateful to God for this opportunity to be here, the privilege to understand my gifting, my calling in order to do what I do presently. I thank you, Mr. Ife, and all the coordinators of this program, the leaders of Word Assembly. Thank you. So I thank you all. I acknowledge my team members, the Triple R team, yes, who have stood by me. My director is here. Kindly give him a round of applause. And finally, I thank my husband and my wonderful children. My husband has been a very good friend. If he didn't give me permission, I wouldn't be here. Please, I'd like you to appreciate my husband in his absence. I'm called Remedi, R-E-M-E-D-I, but my given name is Funmi Oyediran. I'm a talk show host and presenter. I run the Triple R show, which stands for Relate Real with Remedi. I'm a mediapreneur, I'm a beauty consultant, a pharmacist, and a fitness trainer. I've been a youth advocate for almost 10 years, speaking at work and events, functions, programs organized by churches, by female groups, and various other organizations. Our mission at Relate Real with Remedi is to save a youth at a time. That's what I focus on. On a given day, if you see me at work or you see me talking to a client, I'm either talking about drug abuse or anal sex or encouraging them to do something or running a business or empowerment or treating sexually transmitted infections or talking about teenage pregnancy, abortion. I'm doing one thing or the other because that's what I find passion in doing. Now at Relate Real with Remedi, we do this by inspiring every youth to be the next best person from the inside by taking them through a series of steps, who you are presently, where you are coming from, what you want to achieve, who you see yourself becoming, and the achievables. We look forward to a society where youth like you and I will feature prominently in decision making, and that is why I really appreciated what all the speakers here said. They talked about fear, about failure, about dreaming big, about politics, about stepping out, about moving on in spite of everything. That's what we are all here to do. So thank you very much once again. I pray that as the words from my mouth are released into the atmosphere, that they will not remain null and void. As they drop into your heart, they will form seeds that germinate and perform every single thing it's meant to do, in Jesus' name. So once again, the topic is drug abuse, science students, with emphasis on codeine. We all know that song now. How many people know that song? Yeah, what's the song? Let me even be sure. What's the song? Somebody sing it. Ah, correct. Give a hand. Kosewe, kosegbo. You know what? Chemical for almost science students. Okay. Now, Olamide, who sang this song, was very, very creative in titling that song "Science Student." What I think actually is that it simply brought the awareness of the world that youths have graduated from herbal medicinals to mixing chemicals along with carbonated drinks. Now look at this example: Pacalin with codeine or Emzolin with codeine, plus tramadol, plus Valium, plus coke, plus marijuana, plus dry gin. Sorry, what do you think will happen when you take that? Your head will buzz. As in, you'll be floating, you know? More of these chemicals, I have a whole list. I'm only going to mention some: codeine, morphine. I'm mentioning this because, one, I'm a pharmacist. Two, the brouhaha concerning codeine is more than you can imagine. If you know the kind of battle we are waging at the Pharmacist Council on national levels, it's not funny. Yesterday alone, I was at work. 5 people came to me for codeine. And when I told them I don't sell it anymore, they said, madam, now, but you know that there's fake outside and it's only you that sells original, because a pharmacist will not sell fake. You've got to have a good reputation. I said, I'm sorry, if you know what is happening on professional level, you won't tell me to sell codeine. I don't sell it anymore, you know. So the chemicals include codeine, morphine, heroin, demerol, alcohol, tobacco, methadone, tramadol, pentazocine, pyridine, the same pyridine you know, methylated spirits, Valium, Lexotan, Refnol, Coffee, the same coffee, aspirin, menthol, all these things, combination with alcohol, with coke, with energy drinks, with weed, marijuana, so many street names. We know them all now. Lime juice, weed juice, squishes, they are all there. So today, with emphasis on codeine as a representative, I need us all to understand, because it's around us. On my streets, they take it like water. So when I refuse to sell, they go to the Hausa sellers and then they buy. Now, codeine is a narcotic. That means, number one, it produces analgesia, pain relief. Number two, it produces narcosis. What is narcosis? A state of sleep or stupor. Number three, it produces euphoria. That's the eye feeling. When you saw that man jumping as if something, that's the feeling of euphoria, a high or a buzz. And then it also produces addiction, which is physical dependence on the drug. Now, another reason why pharmacists are angry the world over is because we know that medications containing codeine are highly useful. For instance, I am treating a patient who has a serious cough, and the only thing that can suppress that cough is Emzoline with codeine. I will give the patient will use it and feel better. But because of people who have taken to abusing it, so right now we have people who are genuinely using it, or is used for pre and post-operative surgery. You go for a surgery, really, tramadol, dihydrocodeine, pentazocine, they have to give you to cope with the pain, so many other reasons. But because of what is happening, we are stumped medically now. Now, is codeine really dangerous? How many of you think codeine is dangerous? I just want to know. Please be real with me. Only one person. 2, 3. So the rest of you think it can be managed, right? Okay, thank you for that support. Now, but you need to understand how codeine works. Now, codeine works by exerting its effect on the brain and the spinal cord. Your brain is here and your spinal cord runs from your spine inwards. In your brain, there are pain receptors or opioid receptors. Now, what they do is when you take codeine, either through injection or tablet or tramadol or any of them with codeine as an example, the brain alters the way the receptors perceive pain. So you don't see, the body does not see it as pain anymore. It increases the pain threshold. That is what actually produces that euphoric feeling. I've taken tramadol before, so I can tell you how it feels like. I think about 2 years ago, I had an injury, like a minor accident. I was about entering my car, then I fell, and I had a huge road rash on the side of my thigh, and I was at work. I was in so much pain, and I wasn't ready to leave work because, I had patients I was attending to. So I took 200 milligrams of tramadol. I took 200 milligrams. I was in so much pain that if I was at home, maybe my husband would have rushed me to the hospital or something. So I had to take the painkiller and also walk. Now, I stayed at work till 9. I actually walked. I functioned well. But man, I was floating. I don't know how I was able to walk with that much mental control. So I stayed at work. I didn't feel the pain again. It actually allowed me to finish working. I closed by night. I went home. And I fell on the bed. I can't even remember. I don't think I said more than hello to my husband. I said, I'd already told him on phone what happened. So when he saw me, let me see the leg. I fell. I woke up the next morning and I was like this. My husband said, that's what my husband said. That's how much effect it can have on your system. And as at the next morning, I'd used it over 10 hours ago. And I was still feeling that way. How much more when you take it? You take like 300 milligrams at once, or you take it every, 2 hours. So that is the real mechanism of action of codeine. Now, when a youth uses it for pleasure, or someone like me uses it for pleasure, this is what happens. We've already said the brain handles every signal in your body. For your arms to move, for your legs to move, for your body, for you to do anything, the brain has to send a signal. Now, the spinal cord is a messenger. So the brain transmits messages through the spinal cord. So if, for instance, you have an injury, or maybe you just had a post-operative surgery and the doctor gives you any of these things, it alters your pain receptors and you feel that euphoria, that buzz, and you'll be fine, you won't be in pain. But because most opioid analgesics work for about 4 to 5 hours, after 4 or 5 hours, the pain starts coming back. So the doctor has to now give you another dose until you are feeling better. But when your purpose for using it is not pain relief, this is what happens. Naturally, when you use codeine, even in the hospital, when you use it for an operation, the response in your brain slows down. Your brain reduces its activity. That's why you cannot walk fast. Do you understand? Your spinal cord transmits messages slowly. Your breathing slows down. Your heartbeat slows down. Your lung functions slow down. Your stimuli responses slow down. Your motor responses slow down. Everything slows down. Your normal adrenaline, you know, for instance, now, if somebody comes in here with a broken bottle, everybody will just be running up and but when you take codeine, you will slow down. You'll be like in slow-mo. That's actually what will happen when you take it naturally for any health condition. So now imagine you've taken it and then you slow down. Automatically that narcosis sets in, the urge to sleep. That's why you can see some of them just sleeping. Or maybe those, if you see people in your neighborhood, that's why. It naturally makes you sleep, one. Then it naturally makes you, because there is no obstacle now. There is no natural control. So you go just carry the go mentally. You know what I mean? That buzz, you just be floating. Now, when that thing happens to you, guess what will happen? It means, number one, you cannot respond to stimuli. Can I have 2 people? Let me demonstrate something. Any 2 people, or should I call? Thank you. Any 2 people, please. 2 people. Okay. Now, please, somebody by my right, somebody by my left. Thank you. What's your name, sir? Mr. Prince. And you? Meadows. Mr. Please come. Can you come closer? Mr. Prince and Mr. Meadows. Now, imagine the 3 of us take codeine, right? Yeah, we're youths. We take codeine. And remember what I said, the heartbeat slows down, the brain response slows down, the motor response slows down, everything slows down. You now become gentle, Abby? Now, we are crossing the road and a trailer is coming. Sorry, what do you think will happen? No, you don't know what will happen. No, you're just giving me the conclusion of the story. Let me tell you what will happen. Now, the 3 of us are crossing the road and we see the trailer. Let's look there. That's the trailer coming. But guess what? The trailer is by this pole, right? This pillar. Not here. The trailer is coming like this and we are in front. Okay. Do you know that the 3 of us will actually see it? The signal has gone to the brain. There's a car coming. But the brain has slowed down. So the brain is crying, my friend, move, move, move. But the signal has not gotten to your leg. And it's your leg you need to run. What will happen? Man, as in they will clear you. That's actually what happens when you take codeine. So imagine you are the one, you can sit down, thank you. Imagine you are the one driving a car and you are with your friends, all of you are taking codeine, and a child is crossing the road. Or another driver is coming. You know this our Aja now. You are driving and you know these Ekpe taxis. You know they just stop. You know, those of you that drive, they just stop. And then somebody just stops like that, or a child, or an animal, or another car, and you need to quickly swerve. But your leg is on the accelerator, but your brain is too slow. It's telling your leg, but the motor response has slowed down. So your leg will remain on the accelerator, and you will kill the person. You will go to jail. Or you will die with your friends. That's if you are the one driving. Now, if you don't have a car, you just like feeling cool, like some of the boys outside my office, they'll just take it. Auntie Remedi, how you dey? That's how they greet me. They're already high. And you are taking it, they are taking it. And what happens? Now, when you take something like that, I said something, 4 to 5 hours. So after 5 hours, the eye has worn off and they want to relax again. So they take it again, they take it again, they take it again. Now, because every time they take it, everything slows down. When it wears off, okay, they become active again. They take it again, After a while, as they keep taking it, the body begins to accept more. Now, a bottle of codeine, if you did not know, let me tell you, 5 ml, you know what 5 ml is? That baby spoon contains an average of 10 milligram of codeine. And in a bottle, you have 100 mils. So we're talking 20 times 10, 200 milligrams of codeine. Now, if you are taking codeine in tablet form, maybe in the hospital, they give you that 10 milligram every 4 hours. Now you are taking 200 milligram in 5 seconds. Is that not serious stupor? Serious enjoyment stupor? So after like another 1 hour, they will take it again. They don't even wait for 4 hours. They take it again and again. So after a while, the heart permanently is slow in working. So all the responses in their body or all the organs that should function fast will not function fast. It will still function depending on the kind of metabolism that person has. But after a while, it will not really function. Before you know it, they start talking, they make a sentence. In the middle of the sentence, they stop talking. If you've noticed it, it's not madness. I'm sure some of you have noticed what that is. It's really not madness. It's actually because the brain needs to think like times 100 times now before they can make sense. So it's not madness. So they talk, they make the first sentence, and then like, guy, kill on son now. You are wondering, but that's actually what is happening. Because they mix it with their indomie. Now it's no more codeine. They will mix it with the indomie, with the rice, with the juice. They mix it with everything that they have. It is now a way of like, these people need help. So imagine the person is talking from A to Z. He talks here, he skips and he jumps. People will be wondering, but what is Yahweh? You'll just be doing like this. That guy, you know. But that's actually what's happening. And as it keeps happening, the guy keeps taking, or they keep, both men and women, they keep taking it so that they just want to feel, take away every worry. And then one day, that same heart that has slowed down will just stop working. It will just stop. Because the responses are slower, slower, slower. So the natural ability of the body to fight is no more there. So it just stops working. So when you say, oh God, forecast, oh God, that's really what happens. Or the organ fails, the kidney, the liver, something fails. Or unconsciousness, in stupor, they are just there for days. One soon, but for a whole day and soon. Am I making sense? So that is a very simple explanation. Now, I went to the streets. I went to ask a lot of these youths, why do you take codeine? You just have to be accessible. These are people that if you come down to their level, if you understand, number one, they need help, you will not condemn them. Come down to their level. These are people that will tell me, I'm doing Yahoo Yahoo, this is why I'm doing it. The one that is doing Yahoo Yahoo with jazz will tell you why. The one that is scamming white women for money will tell you why. So you just have to understand them before you can help them. If not, they will just clam up. They will withdraw and they won't talk. So I asked them, and then I got different reasons. Number one, sexual endurance. It is true. And when you take codeine or tramadol or any of these things at high doses, it gives you sexual endurance. It actually gives higher staying power because blood flow to the sexual organ is delayed, Abi? And we all know that it is increased blood flow that causes engorgement. So it actually gives you sexual endurance. But what happens when you use it every time? One day it will not work again, right? And even the organ that responds to high dose will not respond one day. So eventually you deal with impotence. We know many of them like that. Those of them that need it to sleep, it is true, it helps you sleep. But what happens when you keep taking it? You will sleep and you won't wake up one day. So those that take it to get high, I've already explained what happens. Your brain and spinal cord, it deadens, as in deadens it. First of all, it depresses it, then it numbs it, then it deadens it. And that's what leads to unconsciousness, coma, and death. So at Relate Real with Remedi, we share stories like this with youths out there. It doesn't matter what your story is. The most important thing is that you are willing to save a youth beside you. That person you see in the neighborhood, you may think the person is lower than your class, but you have to make yourself accessible, because we are the ones that will take this country forward. So if we don't start by pulling ourselves up, let's go together, let's do this, we can do this together. One of the speakers said something which was also in my notes. It said, before I say what he said, youths will tell you, I beg. One of them actually told me, I'm not lying. He said, Madam, I'm young, Joe. This one that are saying is story. So two of them came actually to buy tramadol. I made sure I discouraged them from buying. But before I could discourage them, they gave me the story of my profession. Madam, it's not money you want to make. How can you say I should not buy tramadol? I said, tramadol is not for people like you. How old are you? One said 18, one said 21. I said, okay. He said, first of all, he said, auntie, sister, this one. I said, I'm not just your sister. I'm your auntie. And I'm advising you with my own years of experience. At least if I don't know I have anything, I have 11 years of experience as a pharmacist. So I should be able to tell you this. One of them actually listened, the one who bought the tramadol. But the second one, give her the money, let's go. And I don't understand. It's not money she wants to collect. Why is she preaching? I said, sit down. I will preach because. So I now told them the dangers of it. So that guy came back. He returned the tramadol and he didn't take it. But his friend continued. Since that day, I've not seen them. But my point is, it starts right here. He made a statement, it's not my money. Some of them also tell me, I have a long way to go. Okay, you might not feel the effect now. Maybe a week, 2 weeks, a year, 2 years, 10. You might not even feel it in 20 years. But what will happen? In those 20 years, you can kill somebody. Somebody can kill you. Your heart can stop beating. Or even if none of those things happen to you and you are in a stupor like those people in the north, you're in a stupor. What will happen to the people whose destinies are aligned with yours? That was what he also said. And when he said it, I said, wow, this place is a gathering of connected minds. The people who are meant to be blessed by you. What will happen? If I was taking codeine, I won't be here today. I will not be in a place to help young people who want to abort or who participate in anal sex and give justice. They tell me they do it, yes, and they like it. I will not be in that position to be talking. So if you consider that your metabolism is strong in your family, you people, you are jinta, things don't happen to you, consider the people that are meant to be blessed by you. So at Relate Real with Remedi, we welcome comments, observations. My blog is realremedy.blogspot.com. If you want to be on my show or you want to share a real story about yourself as a youth or as a young person, just go to my blog, drop a comment, share your story. If you don't want to go live with me, if you don't want the world to see you, fine. But if you don't mind sharing your story with the world, please go to my blog, drop a comment. My Facebook page is Remedi Inc. My YouTube channel is The Triple R Show. So I encourage us all to save a youth. Act now. I actually had another list of chemicals that you should be aware of. 10 days old urine, pawpaw leaves, burnt tire, spirogyra, retinol. These are things that youths are sniffing. My friend who served in the north, he told me, he said when they go out for CD and they come back, they see those Hausas sitting by the gutter and by the pit latrine because of the fumes. You know, our waste has fumes. By the time you combine the fumes with the heat of the sun and with the chemicals in the ground, it produces a smell. What happens when you pass a rubbish heap or you pass where there's a lot of excreta? You close your nose and run away because those fumes are intoxicating. They sit near it day in, day out, sniffing. That's what they do. You know, gutter water, not the gutter water street name, the real gutter water. They will sit beside it because that's the only way they can now be high. Some of them, codeine does not even work again. It's those things that will now make them high. They will mix spirit. The spirit you used to treat your wound, they mix it with codeine or they drink it like that. Or even the coffee that we drink, they will mix it. So it has gone beyond what you are hearing or what you are watching. Please open your eyes, watch the young people around you. I've attended to 14-year-olds who are drinking this thing. So it has, now I have children. I have 2 boys. So how vigilant do you think I am? I'm extremely vigilant. Because anything can happen. Right beside me, a lady that sells dry gin. She opened the dry gin one day. She drank. And she gave the remaining to her 3-year-old son. And the boy drank it. I'm telling you. By the time that boy, this was this last year. By the time that boy is 8 years old, he'll be mixing it. Exactly. So it has gone beyond what you are seeing. What are you doing? How are you watching those young children around you? How are you saving tomorrow for Nigeria? God bless you.